Hey guys, welcome back to the hangar. As you saw in the introduction there, the travel trailer is finally gone. So if we got the travel trailer out of here, that means one thing, that we must have a working shower on the inside. So that's it. That's what we're going to do on this episode. We are going to finally finish up that guest shower so it is all functional and ready to go. But let's just take a minute to appreciate the wide open spaces we have in the hangar now. I am so glad that travel trailer is gone, and let me be the first to say good riddance. Before we get into the video today, I do want to comment a little bit about my video posting schedule. I do have a handful of viewers that seem like they watch every video that I put out as I put them out, and you'll notice there's been some gaps here and there over the past several months about how I've been posting videos. So with my full-time job, I have been going through some schedule changes, and I've been a lot busier with work, so it's been kind of interfering with my ability to put videos out. So I apologize for the large gaps in between them, but hopefully here in the next few months, things will start to smooth out, and I'll be able to start doing more consistent videos again. But anyways, that's what we got planned for the day. Like I said, we're going to finish tiling, grouting, sealing, all that good stuff for the guest shower. So let's not waste any time and let's hop to it. So a huge shout out to both my father-in-law Kevin and my dad. They actually did most of the tile work in the shower. I only stepped in and helped out here and there where I could. They were doing the tile while I was actually doing all of the kitchen cabinets. So I was assembling cabinets and hanging cabinets while they were doing a lot of the tile work. So none of us are professional tile installers, but I think we're doing a really good job. Here Kevin is just putting the mortar up on the sealed shower backer board and then hanging the tiles up. There's really not a whole lot of rocket science to it. It's just one of those things that it's just a lot harder to do than it looks. Professional tile guys that make it look easy, it really is an art. It is an extremely difficult and frustrating thing to do, to try and get all your gaps to match and your rows level. It is a ton of work. That is a beautiful sight.
Me grouting?
So Kelly did a great job grouting all the tile, but now that all the tile and grout is in, we need to hang the last pieces of trim to finish out the shower. Well, all right, I got the rest of the tile up for this accent stripe yesterday, and so that finishes out all of the tile here into this guest shower. I also went in and added that second piece of trim so you kind of have that step profile, and that gives us enough depth to cover up all the tile. So we have all the trim in place, we have all the tile in place. What I have to do now is I have to go through and everywhere that Kelly hasn't already grouted, I need to grout. So I need to pick all of the mortar and bits out from in between the tile over here on this wall, and we are going to finish grouting from this top down to here. And once we get it all done there, we'll pull this piece of plywood, and we still have to finish grouting the bottom strip here about within a foot of the tub. I've been waiting to pull the plywood off before I got to that. So grouting is definitely one of those things where it's a huge help to have two guys to do it. So when I started grouting here, the name of the game is just keeping your sponge clean. So while I'm grouting, all my dad is doing is he's just swapping out buckets and bringing me clean water so that I constantly have clean water to be able to scrub the grout off with the sponge. All right, so here is the progress with how the grouting is coming. We got most of that grouted. It will need one more wiping down with the wet sponge after it sets up for a while. So we have that whole accent down to the faucets kind of grouted. Everything all the way up on the inside of that wall up to the trim is all grouted. I think I will go, after sealing that grout, I'm going to put a bead of clear silicone along that seam right there. And what we are ready to do right now is we are going to go ahead and grout the bottom foot or so. We kind of put off the last foot until we are ready to pull the plywood off the tub. So that is off. I've cleaned out the tub. I put fresh blue tape around everywhere where you see that straight line along the back. That is going to be my silicone line. So I'm going to put a bead of white silicone along the tub, and I'll put it right on top of that blue tape, and I'll pull that blue tape up to get a nice clean line with my silicone after that's done. So we're ready to put that bead of silicone after we're done grouting. So we are ready to jump in and grout this bottom foot, and that will be the last bit of grout. Let me just throw in there that it is turning out pretty good. Like I said, we are not professional tilers. There are a lot of small imperfections, but all in all, it's turning out really, really good. Very happy with the progress. I definitely like kind of our design with the vertical accent stripe here that matches the back of the niche. I think the overall design of the shower was really, really cool. The shower is all grouted, so everything on the grout side is done. I'm supposed to wait 48 to 72 hours before I seal the grout, so I can't seal today, which is actually what I was hoping to do. But what I'm going to do in the meantime is I am going to tape off the tile and get some touch-up paint on the ceiling here. I'm also going to try and get a coat of paint or primer and paint on this trim on either side, so that will be done. So I will tape off the tile over here, and let's get some paint and primer on both sides of that trim. Okay, so we have the trim on the left and the right side finally installed, and we also got the shower curtain rod installed. So this we haven't decided if it's going to be permanent or temporary yet. We were talking about doing a glass door in here, but this is definitely going to be good for now. So the next step after all the grout is in is we are going to seal it. So I got a couple different types of sealer. I bought some of this stuff, which you essentially just squeeze the bottle and paint it over the grout lines. You let it sit for a couple minutes, and then you wipe any excess off of the tiles. And then I have another kind that will actually pour out into a bottle and will paint onto the accent tile and wipe it off and do the same thing. Once again, thanks to Kelly for helping out. I just chalk it up to that she is highly motivated to get a inside shower done so she can stop showering in the travel trailer, but she was a big help here during all the sealing process. After all the sealer was on, the final step to kind of finish out this shower was to put the silicone edges or the seams up. And this is another one of those things that it's just a lot harder than it looks. I've done this a handful of times around windows and doors and other bathtubs and showers that I've done. And every time I do it, it always seems like it's a struggle. It's just a lot of work to get what you try and call a clean line, a consistent, smooth line. And after I'm done, I'm always still a little bit unhappy with how it turns out. But it is the final step to kind of tie everything together. So it does not look perfect, but I did get my bead of silicone there around the edge of the tub. I ran a bead down there in between the trim and the tub. I got my bead ran around the ceiling up top, and I also got my beads run here on the inside. So like I say, doesn't look perfect, but that's actually really hard. I've done the caulk seams several times, and no matter how many times I do it, whether it be for tubs or whether it be for doors or whether it be for windows, it never quite turns out exactly how I like it. But all in all, the silicone is in place. That was kind of the last step. So the grout's done, the sealer's on. All I have to do is install the hardware, and this shower will be ready to use once we put a shower curtain on it. So that's super exciting. So forgive the mess in the bathroom, but it is literally about a month later, and I have gone to work and then come back. But since I've been gone, Kelly's been using the shower the whole time that I was away at work. So here is what the final product finished out. The only thing that you didn't see before was I did get the the faucet and the handles and the shower head and everything installed. The last thing that I still have to do is I need to get online and order a black overflow and a black drain. These are just the brushed nickel standard ones that came with the tub, and we decided to go with black hardware. But this is the finished shower, all said and done. Like I've said before, we were not professional tilers, but I think it turned out really, really good for kind of our skill level. We're very, very happy with it. And to be honest, at this point, anything is better than trying to actually shower in a travel trailer. Well, all right, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned, and I will catch you on the next one.